Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about Saturn in Shatabhishak Nakshatra. Saturn has two trips to Shatabhishak from 14th of March to 14th of October. The second trip is from 23rd November to 6th of April. So when planets change nakshatra, it makes a big difference to us because certain areas of our life get activated at that time. Some positively, some more challenging. Uh, so, of course, if you have your moon in Shatabhishak nakshatra, then this is a very key transit because you are in the intensity of Sare Sati. Let us explore. I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking about Saturn and Shatabhishak. Do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification. Uh, I want to also let you know about the Bhava conference, which is happening from 24th of April online. So you can attend wherever you are. Bhava is the British Association of Vedic Astrology, and I am the founder of Bhava, and along with Andrew Foss. And we have a great organization where this year, this is our 26th international conference, and the topic is on Rahu Ketu. It is going to be on 4 weekends. So look at all the details up on bhava.org. And, then it would be wonderful if you can attend. And it's really very inspiring conference. We have great speakers, international speakers, Sanjay Rath, Sarbani Rath, Andrew Foss, myself, Vishti Larson. We have Vijay Goyal, Keiko Ito, and lots other people. So look up the details on bhava.org. So let us explore Shatabhishak Nakshatra. Now, Saturn moved on 14th of March. I know I'm a little bit delayed. As you know, I was in India, so everything's got a little bit delayed. But it's a long transit, and I want you to be aware of it. So, firstly, Shatabhishak is 6 degrees 40 Aquarius to 20 degrees of Aquarius. And it is ruled by Rahu. And this Saturn transit is going to be in 2 parts. So the first part is 14th of March to 14th October. And then Saturn will retrograde back to Dhanista for about a month. And then 23rd of November, it comes back to Shatabhishak and will stay there till 6th of April 2024. Now, so usually Saturn will stay in one nakshatra for 1 year. So it is always a very important transit, and any planets that you have placed in Shatabhishak will get impacted. If you want to read more about the nakshatras, you can get my book, Nakshatras, the Stars Beyond the Zodiac. This is a very in-depth, detailed book. And in this, I write about Shatabhishak. I will just tell you. It says that Shatabhishak has many meanings. Shat means 100, Bhishak means demon. Abhishak also means healer. So this nakshatra can be both demonic and godly. It highlights the good and evil, both sides of man. Shatabhishak is always fighting the negative forces. And I think that the most important thing about Shatabhishak is that we have to think about the things beyond ourselves, the better part of us. What is the better part of our nature? We have to think about that so that we can express it, and also to heal the world. Healing doesn't necessarily mean just ourselves. Of course, that is important, but our environment, the world fractions, divisions, and we have to try to keep our negative, doubtful energies at bay. Because Shatabhishak is ruled by Rahu, Rahu is a very disruptive planet if you allow him his worst behavior, we should say. But on the positive side, Rahu can be very inspirational and make you see the other side of the coin, meet unusual, different people. So we have to elevate that higher energy for ourselves. That is the most important factor in this trip of Saturn to Shatabhishak. Now, Saturn himself is the planet of karma. I made many videos about Saturn, so I'll put a link here that you can listen to them, but also to understand that because Saturn deals with karma, and wherever he is, what sign he is, what nakshatra he's in, he's always reminding us of our duty, our responsibility to deal with karma, to pay back our dues, to be conscious of that. So Saturn is the ruler of Aquarius, where Saturn is placed. I made a number of videos about Saturn in Aquarius as well. But Saturn in Shatabhishak, we have an additional ruler, which is Rahu. So this is quite an intense experience, Saturn, Rahu as the two rulers. So therefore, we have to think about a more spiritual, hardworking, responsible attitude to this transit. And also, Shatabhishak's symbol is the 1,000-petal lotus. So that means that our spirituality, our higher mind can flower wherever we are. And 1,000-petal lotus is connected to the crown chakra. So you can't think that my crown chakra, my higher self will just flower. But if you are working on that path, and of course, we as the world are all experiencing Shatabhishak, it doesn't come regularly. It would come next time after 29 years. So we must honor this energy and be conscious of it. Saturn's transit into Shatabhishak, of course, will impact if you have a moon in Shatabhishak. So moon is most important. That means you are in your deep Sadesati. This is a very complicated time for you. And also if you have planets in late degrees of Dhanista. So because Saturn will move back to Dhanista only to 6 degrees of of Aquarius. So when Saturn is in this journey of Shatabhishak, what happens is that Saturn reaches 13 degrees of Aquarius, which is still in Shatabhishak. On 17th of June, it retrogrades back from there, and then it will retrograde back, and then it gets to 14th of October, when Saturn will be going back to Dhanista Nakshatra. And then it stations at Dhanista at 6 degrees of Dhanista and Aquarius and on 4th of November 2023, and then moves forward. And by 23rd of November, now it has moved into Shatabhishak back again to then it will do the full Shatabhishak transit from 6 degrees 40 to 20 degrees, 23rd of November to 6th of April. What it means is that from 23rd of November, Saturn will go into 6 degrees 40 Aquarius and will remain in Shatabhishak Nakshatra. So it does the full Shatabhishak at one go till 6th of April. So 6:40 to 20 degrees. And that is the focus of Saturn in the later part of 2023. In the earlier part of 2023, what you have to see is that 6 degrees 40 Saturn has gone into Shatabhishak now. It will go up to 13 degrees and station at 13 degrees and retrograde back. That means that if you have planets around 6 degrees of Capricorn in Dhanista and then in 13 degrees in Shatabhishak, these are the more intense transits for us to experience. But as I said, that moon will be most stressed out. So if your moon is between 640 to 20 degrees of Aquarius, that means your then moon is in Shatabhishak Nakshatra. And remember, this is a Vedic astrology degrees. And therefore, you are in the intense Sade Sati. And intense Sade Sati means Sade Sati is a 7.5 year transit. And Saturn, 12th sign from your moon, in the sign where your moon is, and then the second sign from the moon. But the most important time is when Saturn is in your moon nakshatra. And intensity of Sade Sati means sometimes there's some awkward situations, difficult situations, challenging that you're facing. And there's a lot of pressure on you. Sometimes it's work pressure, sometimes it's home pressure. And you feel under super lot of stress. The main thing you have to understand is you have to be kind to yourself, that this is a challenging transit for all those with moon in Shatabhishak Nakshatra. And therefore, you must respect that, take things slowly. Don't make any important decisions this year. Wait till 2024 when Saturn has passed Shatabhishak Nakshatra for making any major decisions. And then, you can work with that. But intense Sade Sati for Shatabhishak Nakshatra, as soon as Saturn moves into Shatabhishak, it is also impacting Revati moon. So Revati moon, this is 25th nakshatra from Revati. If we count backward from Revati, 27th is Uttarabhadra, 26th is Purvabhadra, and 25th is Shatabhishak. I made a video on this nakshatra, 25th nakshatra. It's called Manasa nakshatra. Manasa means the mind. And for Revati, this Shatabhishak transit is very complicated because the mind is feeling very restless. And even though you may think, oh, nothing is outwardly happening, what you need to be careful is that you're not making decisions and you're not creating situations for yourself that are going to be later on when you are in deep Sade Sati problematic for you. So the mind has to remain calm. And, we have to practice it. It doesn't come easily. Maybe some yoga, some meditation, some chanting. Just keep your, self in balance. Don't imbalance your life. Don't change jobs, countries, cities, homes, all these things, because, the restlessness is pushing you to do things and you're maybe not thinking clearly. So the two nakshatras that are most important at this stage, one is Shatabhishak itself, and the second is Revati. And these are moon's positions that we are paying attention to. Two places where Saturn stations this year. So on 17th of June, Saturn is at 13 degrees of Aquarius, and where he will stop to go retrograde. So if you have a moon or any planet at that degree, then that is going to have an impact depending on what that planet signifies, what houses it rules in your house, and the significations of the planet. And then the next one, actually, Saturn goes back to Dhanista. And those of you who have 6 degrees of Dhanista moon and you thought, oh, I've done my intense Sade Sati, there is 1 month of it because Saturn stations on 4th of November at 6 degrees of Aquarius, which is in Dhanista Nakshatra. Generally, any planet that Saturn goes over will get impacted. I made a video about Saturn in Aquarius and the planets, and I'm going to put a link there, and you can listen to that because that is really the impact. So now we are going to explore how Saturn in Shatabhishak Nakshatra affects you. Remember that as we are looking at nakshatras, then we are studying only your moon sign and your moon nakshatra. So you need to know your moon nakshatra, and then from your moon nakshatra, we are looking at these positions. So, of course, I already spoke about it that if you're Shatabhishak moon, then this is a most intense time for you, and you must honor the transit and be conscious of it and be careful about decisions you're making, and also look after yourself. Means that it is not an easy transit. Knowing that these are not easy, it's much easier to handle it. And what I've noticed is that sometimes, when we are under pressure, we deal quite well. But at the end of the transit, so April next year, you'll be just so exhausted and burnt out. So watching this and seeing how it impacts you. And often Saturn will not let you know which area it's impacting. Suddenly, the issue will come up. So you can try thinking this will be the issue, this will be the issue. And sometimes it can also be a very small aspect that becomes a big issue. Now, all the Rahu ruled nakshatras, Ardhara and Swati, they also get impacted because they are in an exact trinal position between Shatabhishak and Ardhara and Swati. However, Ardhara will feel it more, to do with some new ideas, new creative ideas. And Saturn creativity is more that you have to put some hard work into it. But Ardhara can also feel a little bit unsettled due to this. But you can think about how to use this energy to get some new ideas. And Swati, this transit is called the Karma Nakshatra transit. And again, in my book on nakshatras, I've written all these, so you can read up my book on nakshatras and see. But for Swati, this is Karma Nakshatra. So Karma Nakshatra is, of course, to do with karma, to do your duty, but it can also show career and things regarding professionally that you may want to make changes, or there can be opportunities too when Saturn is transiting through your Karma Nakshatra. Next nakshatra after Shatabhishak is Purva Bhadra, and all the Jupiter ruled nakshatras will experience that energy. But so the Jupiter ruled nakshatras are Purva Bhadra, Punarvasu, and Vishakha. So one good thing is that, especially for them, this is like some great opportunities are happening. There are some things that are bubbling in the air, but specifically for Purva Bhadra, you need to be careful because you are coming into Sade Sati. So after April next year, you will be in deep Sade Sati. So all the choices you're making right now would be done with care, not to rush things. That is most important factor. Saturn ruled nakshatras. Saturn nakshatras are Pushya, Anuradha, and Uttara Bhadra. Uttara Bhadra also is coming into Sade Sati, and Uttara Bhadra is also needs to be careful about it. However, this Saturn transit is more benign. You see, one of the things pre-Sade Sati is that we are sort of not feeling it so much, and astrology is teaching us that this is not so benign and we have to be conscious of our choices we make. But still, the intensity of Sadesati is 2 years away for you. But Uttara Bhadra and the other Saturn nakshatras, Pushya and Anuradha, this is a good transit overall. There'll be a lot of opportunities, a lot of things, and people supporting you and helping you. Now, Revati is the Mercury ruled nakshatra. Revati, Ashlesha, and Jeshta. This is not an easy transit for you, and there can be unexpected changes, losses, things not working out the way you want. For Revati, this is a Manasa Nakshatra transit. So if your moon is in Revati, then this is the 25th nakshatra from your Revati moon. And therefore, the mind can feel very restless. I remember myself when I had the Manasa transit, I did a lot of, spiritual things, study, yoga, meditation, and it made a lot of difference to me. So I'm not telling you to do something that I haven't done myself, but think about it, and also to calm down your restlessness. You know that this is the transit taking place. And if you feel restless, or you feel a bit depressed, or you feel down, then try to do something so that it takes your mind off. So this is specifically for Revati, but other Ashlesha as well as Jyeshta, this is not the best of transits for you, but not as intense as what Revati is feeling. Ashwini, Ketu rule nakshatra, and Magha and Mula. This is a good transit for you. There is an opportunity to focus on what you want to achieve, and you'll get all the hard work, and Saturn will help you to work hard, to organize, to focus on your destination, whether it's spiritual or material, and he can help you achieve it. Bharani, Venus rule nakshatra, and Purva Phalguni and Purva Ashada. This is not the easiest transit for you. It can be unsettled. You may feel some obstacles coming your way. Remember, as astrologers, when we know that these are some qualities that we are experiencing, then it's not that every day will be an obstacle, but when something comes, then you have to think calmly and think, how am I going to deal with it? What am I going to do? And that is the best. Sun rule nakshatras, Kritika, Uttara Phalguni, and Uttara Ashada. This is a great transit for you, opportunities, general good luck. And Saturn's luck is always you work for it, he gives you the luck. And I think that Saturn has a lot of blessings to give. By Saturn in Shatabhishak, this is a positive energy for you. Moon ruled nakshatras, Rohini, Hasta, and Shravana. This is not an easy transit for you. There may be sudden some difficulty that comes up. It may be one difficulty, maybe that you find that you resolve something else comes up. And basically, any transit of Saturn that represents difficulty, you have to think that there is some old karma that is due, and we need to sort it out. And therefore, doing some good work, making donation, karma yoga, doing a remedy for it, that would be the best thing to do. Mars ruled nakshatras. Mars is Mrigasira, Chitra, and Dhanista. So let me say one thing about Dhanista. One thing is there, most of Dhanista, Capricorn Dhanista and most of Dhanista, you have finished your intensity of Sadesati, but there is a little window in October, November, when Saturn comes back into Dhanista. And therefore, if you especially got moon 5-6 degrees, it is where moon is coming back, then you are still going to experience some bigger challenges. But otherwise, mostly for Dhanishta, the big issue has moved on, because Saturn is no longer in your nakshatra. He's gone into the next nakshatra. So it is a relief. It is also a wealth-creating nakshatra. And it would be opportunities to organize your wealth, money. Mars-ruled nakshatras, this transit is much better, much easier, but it's also a time to think about your financial health and how you can make some savings, how you can, develop your future security. I think that the thing is this, that a Saturn transit tells us that we can start small and don't think, I have to have a lot of money to start saving. Even a little bit of money that you start saving, it will become bigger and bigger. And Saturn rewards you for being careful and positive. So that is it for the Saturn in Shatabhishak. Do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification.